Today we are shooting food at Violet Eatery. This is a quick 2 to 3 hour shoot, but I brought my camera along. I thought I'd do a video just to kind of show you what we're doing today. Okay, we have this super tiny space to shoot in today, so we're gonna set up this little backdrop table. I got a C-stand. These shots are gonna be totally top down, so we're using the C-stand to hold our camera. For light, we're using this Paul C. Buff, like 36-inch Octabox. I got a 8200 Pro, just in a S bracket, and we're gonna have this kind of just behind the food and lighting up the food for our main light. So for equipment, we have a Canon 5D Mark IV, and I'm using a 24-70 lens. So I'm also tethering to Capture One here as well, so we can see the images that we're shooting them. These are some of the sample images. We are set up right by the window, but I'm not using any of the window light. My settings are ISO 200, shutter speed 1/200th of a second, and f/5.6. Right now we're setting up a big old dessert spread, and it's gonna look pretty sweet. Do we have more? So the best thing about Capture One is they have a grid on their live view. So I'm using live view to line up all the pastries. And another thing to mention is I have this white bounce card to reflect light back up onto the food. We got Brooke here also doing her magic. Since my camera's just kind of stuck up here on the tripod, it's nice to have a second camera to shoot some different angles. So after we were done photographing the food, we just turned around and we started photographing the employees in the front area here. We just got a few shots of them behind the counter, smiling and laughing. And then they wanted some live action type shots. So we set up a little scenario of what would happen in the restaurant like on a regular day, and we photographed that scene. And for lighting, I'm basically balancing kind of the room and the natural lights. There's a big window behind us, using some of these track lightings as well. And then I have my 8200 Pro with that same Octabox, just adding a little bit more fill.
It's a small world. Yeah, and Jacob, you can like look at Myra, look at Derek, look down, and you're kind of either looking at yourself or looking at where you're going. Perfect, perfect. Let's have you guys go back 2 more steps so that we can see it. Yeah, perfect, right there.
And then once we were done with the server shots in this front area, we moved basically on the other side of this wall to this main dining room, and we did a few little moments here of people eating. And then the last sort of location, if you will, is this outdoor area. They have a tent for some auxiliary seating. And then we had a few more models come in to create more of a busy restaurant vibe. And we got a few shots of that. And then I walked around and just got a few more shots of kind of the individuals just for a few little moments around this little outdoor area. And then for these last shots, they're all just natural light. So I set my camera to aperture priority, left it on f4, and then left the ISO on 1000, and then just let the camera do its thing. So the shutter speed is all over the place on these ones.
And then maybe let's just do like pose and pose and pose and pose and pose and pose.
I also want to give a huge shout out to Brooke for styling and photography and just facilitating this whole thing. Okay everyone, so that's the shoot. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments field. I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks everyone for watching.